Thank you very much for that question, because I think that the elections were a very dramatic time. It was a real contest, and there are some people who are very happy about the way things have turned out. There are some people who are frustrated or have some concerns. But what I would really like for Nigerians to take away from this experience is how many positive things came out of this election, right? I mean, this was a competition like never before. This was a place where this was an event where 20 states flipped to another party. This was a place where people who were so sure that they're going to win their Senate seat didn't turn out that way. Other people came out. And beyond that, you see that the candidates who have some grievances are going through established legal channels. And everybody in Nigeria just accepts this as the norm. Think about the larger environment in which you live in West Africa, where there are people who are, standing up for coups or for third termisms, and there's this wonderful acceptance of the rules of the game in Nigeria, and a sense that the last elections changed the terms of the debate to be a much more open and competitive system. And so whatever your personal feelings at the end of the electoral process, whether your candidates prevailed or not, I hope that all Nigerians take a sense of pride at what an incredibly developed and mature democracy, how much your evolution has come since 1999. It's really something to be proud of. We have a full service relationship with Nigeria. We're engaged in every area that you can think of. We have this wonderful relationship that isn't just government to government, it's also people to people. When you see that in particular in some of the cultural ties in the music industry, the film industry. Sitting here in Lagos, you have to think about as a big achievement the groundbreaking for the new consulate compound, which is a tangible symbol of the importance that we attach to our relationship with Nigeria. Some 2,500 Nigerians are working on that project. It costs about $95 million to do. It's the largest consulate in the world, and it's going to be a fabulous new base for our bilateral relationship when things, once it gets built. It's going to take a while. I suppose that most of your viewers would say that the most significant accomplishment maybe is the expansion of visa validity to 5 years. And I have to say here that we'd really like to thank the Nigerian traveling public for some of their patience over the years. The shutdown of COVID, caused a bit of a backlog, which we're really pleased between expansion of the interview waiver program to people you can use that even if your visa has expired in the last 4 years as opposed to the last 2 years, and also with the expanded validity that we're chipping away at that. There's light at the end of the tunnel, but thank everybody for their patience and their concern. Looking at the big ticket or the really highlight achievements, really you have to look at health. That is where the United States spends the bulk of its budgets in Nigeria. Just a few in early 2020, before everything shut down, I got to celebrate the end of wild polio virus in Nigeria, which of course had the effect of making all of Nigeria wild polio virus free. And then, you look at things like, the President's program on AIDS relief. It's been going for 20 years. We're contributing to 1.7 million people on treatment, and we are speaking today, credibly, of being within epidemic control. That's incredible. I mean, that is an amazing achievement. And a lot of the structures that we built to address HIV turned out to be really handy when we came to the time of COVID, right? Because whether you're moving a bed net or you're moving an HIV sample or you're moving a COVID sample or later moving a COVID vaccine, those habits of distribution and the laboratory network turned out to be really, really important to our ability to help out with COVID. So now, it's amazing. 60% of Nigerians eligible are now vaccinated against COVID-19. And I think now it's really exciting to look at the structures and habits and what we've learned from those two things and integrate them into the broader health system to help Nigerians who aren't dealing with a specific disease or a specific pandemic, but on a more general sense in healthcare delivery. So I'm just as proud as can be of so many things, but I always tell my staff at the embassy too, really the part that makes you the most proud as a U.S. taxpayer is seeing what we do in the realm of health.